Hey, what's up, gamers? And obviously, you know, I've enjoyed Godzilla for many years, as you can tell, judging by my shirt. And yeah, I saw the Godzilla 2014 film. It was really good, and obviously, I'm looking forward to what they are going to do with this franchise now that they got it right after the crap that came out in 1998. Obviously, they're bringing King Kong vs. Godzilla back in the fighting arena, but okay, the hell with that. I'm not here to talk about the movies. I'm here to talk about the video games this time. Okay, obviously I know the AVGN reviewed the crappy old school games from NES all the way to Super NES, and yeah, pretty much in the United States we got screwed when it came to video games, unless you bought a Super Famicom and got Godzilla, whatever the hell that game was that he played and wished that he had. But I'm not here to talk about those games. Obviously he briefly talked about and did a Let's Play video on one of the games. And of course I'm here to talk about the good ones, starting with Godzilla Destroy All Monsters on Gamecube. Obviously it's also available on Xbox. No PlayStation 2 version, however, that version was cancelled, but yep. This obviously is compatible, being that I also still have my original Nintendo Wii, not Wii U, obviously it's not compatible with, so let's give it a try. Alright, you got a rather decent cutscene, being that, you know, it shows off what the capabilities of the GameCube are. Yes, this is the GameCube version. And yes, various modes of gameplay. So, yep, this is what you get at the main menu. You got, of course, your basic versus mode, and it's pretty simple and self-explanatory. Choose your character. Obviously I chose Godzilla, after all it is Godzilla. Destroy all monsters, and you choose another monster that you want to fight against, even if it's your own self. Though you got two different Godzillas, Godzilla 90s and Godzilla 2000. And you got all the other classics that you're familiar with, like Raiden, King Ghidorah, you name it, it's all there. Well, almost all of them. Of course, there's some characters that you might notice are missing, such as Mothra. Okay, he's not completely missing, but you can't play as him. You get him as some kind of fighting aid thing. You hit that little butterfly symbol thing along with a bunch of other things, and yeah, he helps you. So yes, you choose your character, and of course you choose a city. And there seems to of course be 3 different versions of every city. And of course I'm obviously going to choose a city in Japan. Why not, right? And what do you know? It's a Godzilla fighting game as you'd expect. You punch, you kick, you can swat your tail at them. You pick them up and throw them. You use your atomic whatever comes out of your mouth. You just shoot it right at them. They can shoot it at you too. And yes, this can get pretty hard, but trust me, hitting them and beating the hell out of them is so satisfying. Hell, you could pick up buildings or whatever's laying around that's usually flashing on the ground and throw it at them. Yeah, it's so much fun. And you can regain health, which obviously I'm not really for, because, come on, it's a fighting game. You shouldn't have that option. It's kind of cheating, don't you think? I mean, I know I might be amongst minority on this one, but come on. And of course you build up your meter, you build up rage, and yeah, it's a blast. But as I said, it can get really hard. So, obviously it's a battle for supremacy. Monster supremacy. And there is also survival mode, before I forget, and to keep it short, it's basically versus mode. Only difference is, unlike this and adventure mode, which I'm about to get to, your health does not fully recover in between matches, so make sure you don't lose a whole lot of it, otherwise, well, you're not going to get very far. Then of course you got adventure mode. This is where of course you fight whatever monster is thrown at you, and of course there is a little bit of a story, and when I say story I mean it very loosely. Aliens are invading Earth and they're sending out their monsters, so you gotta choose a monster to fight them. Obviously you fight the basic monsters you're familiar with, up until the last one is always Mechagodzilla. Let me tell you, this also can get really hard, but I've managed to make it to the end without cheating, and damn, Mechagodzilla really puts up a fight. The arenas are cool. I mean, this space arena is really cool as well. But the cutscene, I have to admit, is a little bit, not so great. I mean, the voice acting behind it, come on, it really could have been better. But it's not much to say. At least you can skip it too as well. And of course, there's other modes of gameplay, but as you can tell, I do not have another player to play with, so I can't play them. And you got destruction mode, which I have heard on the Xbox version you can play with one player. On this version, I can't. I don't know why. From what I've heard, it's actually walking around playing as a monster, destroying buildings in a city. Come on, seriously? I can't play this with one player on Gamecube, but you can access it with one player on Xbox? Seriously? I can understand team battle and melee, you know, because like on Gamecube you could play up to 4 players. I mean, yeah, team battle, it makes sense. But destruction mode, there's no reason it should require another player. Come on. And yeah, if you like finding other human players to play against, it makes the gameplay even better. Who would have thought? Monsters and violence brings friends together. Sweet. And there's a photo gallery, just in case you like looking at still photos which you can't even zoom into. Yeah, this is the only way you can look at them. Dead serious. And yeah, of course you get the basic options, change the difficulty, rounds to win, and of course the time limit. I always hate time limits, it shouldn't be in this game, but hey, just turn it up much higher than you'd think. Because usually the rounds don't usually take that long to win anyway, but whatever. It's a great game, definitely check it out, but oh boy, even on easy mode, it can get hard. Though there are cheats in this game as well. You gotta look online on either GameSpot or GameFAQs, whatever their website, and you have to put numbers in. I'm not gonna really give them away, just look online. And they do help if you really take it up the ass, even on the easiest difficulty. I sure do, as you can tell. So, and of course, you know, unlocking different monsters and cities and so forth, but hey, that's the fun of this game, right? And yeah, anybody can agree, pretty much every city in this game is not very well detailed to real life. In other words, they're all flat. None of them have hills or anything, so yeah, they lack terrain, so. But this is just the beginning. It's Godzilla games when they're finally getting good. It's a blast. It's Godzilla, and it's definitely King of Monsters. The King of all monsters finally gets the game that he deserves for the first time that he should have gotten years ago. So, my final verdict on that one is, I give it a rockin' Weird Wii Motion Plus up and a plain Weird Mode up. It's still great. I'd check it out if you had the chance. So, obviously with the success of this one, of course, there came a sequel, Godzilla Saves the Earth. Now I'm confused now. He's saving the Earth? Yeah, obviously, again, there's alien invaders, so what do you expect? Even though he's destroying and probably killing people, you know, by destroying all the buildings and landmarks and cities and so forth, yeah, of course, he's got to keep his crown of King of all monsters. So, even though it involves risking people's lives, still, you want to protect the Earth and all of who are on it, so. And of course, you notice, it says, online compatible. Now, of course, this was also released on Xbox at the same time. So, unlike Destroy All Monsters, this one was not released on the Gamecube, it was only released on PlayStation 2 and Xbox simultaneously at the same time. So, but I wouldn't think that the online works anymore, because, like I said, with this game, Destroy All Monsters, it's pretty much in the past generation, so yeah, you gotta have the new generation stuff and keep up with today's, you know, standards of gaming and, you know, get with it, obviously. But it's still a blast. Now, I will say that with this game, the graphics are better, and the arenas do have more detail to them. Like, you know, in San Francisco, there's hills and stuff, and a lot of cities have hills, and everything's well detailed. But some of the hit detection and, you know, picking up and stuff can be a little iffy this time around. It does seem a little off. You really gotta get used to it and take your time with this one and familiarize yourself with it and be very specific with controls, because they're not quite as good as the last game. So, yeah. This game obviously has more characters, and wouldn't you know it, Mothra is a playable character. Though of course Mothra starts out as a freaking caterpillar, but come on, you want to play as Mothra in the butterfly form. He sucks as the caterpillar. How do you do it? Well, you press L2 and R2. Of course, the two top buttons. Because obviously, if you're the butterfly, you get all the advantages. You can pick up buildings and throw them. You can pick up your opponent and throw him. And you get better attack moves. The caterpillar, he sucks. It took me a while to figure out how to do it, but it's pretty easy. And hell, you even get Jet Jaguar on here. Damn. And once again, you can transform and shrink. I don't see the point of it, but, well, I guess it gives you more speed and ability, but he's pretty cool though, too. It's also funny to note that there's a MechaGodzilla 2 and a MechaGodzilla 3, but where's MechaGodzilla 1? Interesting. So there's Space Godzilla. Is that supposed to be MechaGodzilla? No, that's not a mechanical monster. Kind of like the fact that there's a Magura 2. Where's Magura 1? Okay, did they just forget how to count when they make this game? The bottom line, most of your favorite characters are there, and even some new ones, which is a very nice feature to this game. But the counting is very absurd. Of course, you got your basic action mode, which is fight through various monsters, and then you get bonus stages mode. My favorite ones, of course, like any other Godzilla fan would love, is destroying cities. Yeah, destroying cities. Isn't that what these monsters do? So yeah, you destroy buildings, and you get points for it. The more points you get, that's what you get. And you have to rack up points in order to basically unlock certain things, which some just cost way too much. Some are reasonable, like I said, the concept art and videos and crap, which I don't even want to bother with. I want to say, I want to get the good stuff. I want to be able to play as new characters, and play in new arenas, cities, and so forth. Anyway, but yeah, the bonus stages. My favorites are, like I said, destroying the cities. And yeah, of course, you got various other versions of this destruction mode, like you got Osaka Crunch, where you have to destroy a very large percentage of the city in order to basically succeed in this bonus. You got, of course, Battleship destroying, which, yeah, is tricky, as well as this one. Trying to stop a UFO from destroying a city, you gotta save the landmark instead of destroying it by picking up buildings and throwing them at him. Yeah, at the UFO. This can be really tricky, and it takes a lot of patience and a lot of, it's very tough to explain this one, but you'll get it. It's really not the worst, but it's not the best either, compared to the one I just mentioned before. But the worst one, I have to say, is shooting hoops with these flashy green balls. Basketball. Yes, basketball in a Godzilla fighting game. What the hell is this doing in here? Seriously? Why not just make a Pacific Rim video game where all they do is play volleyball in the water? I mean, come on. This doesn't belong in a fighting game. This is a sports kind of game. What the hell are they thinking? Destroying buildings is what kind of bonus stage this thing should have. And I'm happy with that, but this is just doesn't belong in here. And wouldn't you know it, this one is the worst. Honest to God, I can never beat this one. Then there's one called Monster Bowling. What, you knock down monsters with a bowling ball or a big rock? Well, sort of. You're just throwing rocks at them. Yeah, why is it called bowling? Shouldn't it be called Monster Dodgeball or something? Again, I suck at this, but I don't think it's as bad as the basketball one. But it's still pretty ridiculous, though. And another bonus stage is you have to try to put 3 monsters, count 3, in their pens. Keep them in place, and make sure they don't get out, which they can in the course of the round. And really, they put up a fight to try to pick them up and put them in these freaking pens. Ugh, I suck at this so bad. This is, I think, even more frustrating than the stupid basketball or dodgeball one. Then you also got ones where you have to destroy a monster and its clone. You got one, of course, for Jet Jaguar, destroy the bigger one and the smaller one, and of course the Mecha King Ghidorah clone, as well as the smaller one. So, not much to say there. It's just a basic fight, 1-on-2, I should say. Not exactly a fair match, but I have been able to defeat them. But the one I've had the most trouble with is the Mothership. Yes. And how hard is this one? Well, this pretty much shows you how hard I got my ass kicked. Very hard. You have to take these stupid UFOs down, which I can't stress is frustrating enough. I mean, yeah, the UFO challenge is hard, but this one, forget it. Your health drains so much quicker than that. Honest to God, I'm lucky if I'm able to make it past the first phase, and then you gotta take out Orga. As if I haven't taken it up the ass enough already. This is as far as I'll make it in this. I swear to you, I suck at this the most. And I know I've said this before in these bonuses, but this is the one that I suck at the most. I am dead serious. So, there you go. Those are the bonus stages. A real mixed bag. You got some that are cool, and some that are just plain garbage. And some that are just too damn hard. So, anyway, then there's also Versus mode, which is basically you select the monster that you want to play as, and select another monster that you want to play against. Simple as that, but there's not as many fighting arenas to choose from this time around, though you can choose between day and night, which is cool, but there really should be more fighting arenas, and it's just what you'd expect. Simple as kicking the shit out of the other giant monster. Same selection of monsters, not much to say, it's pretty fun. With a time limit, and you get a set of rules that you can choose on this mode at the options screen as you're selecting your character, or monster I should say, between, once again, time limit, which I do not prefer, choosing the difficulty, which is only 3 sets of difficulties, and so forth and so on, you get it. Just kicking the shit out of your opponent. It's so satisfying. And then there's also a melee mode. Oh, like Super Smash Bros. Melee? Yeah, they're similar, but there's 3 modes on this one, of course. You select a monster, and you can obviously choose to go 1 against computer opponents, go against either 1, 2, or even 3 in 3 modes of gameplay. And you can also obviously have other human players in there as well, so it's obviously more fun with, playing with other human players, but even with computers opponents, it can be fun, but really hard. Once again, you can choose the difficulty, rounds to win, or time limit, and so forth. You got, of course, destruction mode, which, of course, what do? You go against other giant monsters, and it's battle for supremacy against who can do the most destruction.